Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. I hope you joined us on playing the blueprints last night. We were streaming on a Tuesday night for once, not a Monday. But that must be auspicious because it turned out to be one of the most exciting episodes, at least from our point of view, that we've ever had. And do check out the VOD if you weren't watching last night. You can find it on the live tab on the YouTube channel. And it was very interesting. And a lot of people said entertaining there. So that was fun. That's something we do normally on Monday evenings. We'll probably be back in the Blueprints house because we found out some things that might be useful. We'll probably be back there next Monday. And of course on Friday we'll do a Times Cryptic Crossword Masterclass explaining the clues. And of course every day we each do a Sudoku puzzle, variant Sudoku, and we also do Minute Cryptic and Wordle in a Minute. There's so much content that we're providing you with that it's almost incredible that we also give you a Sudoku hunt to do on Patreon. Alien Invasion is this month, and they're all counting circles puzzles. Very popular. The comments have been really very, very good. 7 9x9s and 7 4x4s as well. The latter take very few minutes of your time, but somebody even said that they did provide a kind of hint to how the rules worked for the main one and what was important, so that was good. Anyway, that is on Patreon, along with extra crossword videos, with gridogram videos, there'll be a new one tomorrow, and connections videos, so do check those out, please. Also, we have some apps, and they are fantastic. They include Classic Sudoku 2 and the Worms, the latest of which is by Zetamath and is 6 6x6 connected puzzles. Great fun. We've got some merch as well. You could get yourself a mug, a rat run design. Oh, I think Simon's attempting a very hard puzzle in the Rat Run series today, so you might have seen that already. And if you haven't, well, I want to see it. Oh, I think it's going to be good. Good old Marty Sears, who designed our Rat Run merch, but of course also created all of the Rat Run series of puzzles, and they are brilliant. Now, what I urge constructors to do when they send us puzzles is especially not make errors. And unfortunately, Gabriel Kammer's puzzle has got errors baked into it, so we'll try and explain the rules now. Normal Sudoku rules apply, 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. We have to colour exactly 9 cells in the puzzle, such that each row, column, and box has exactly 1 coloured cell, like those, for instance. The numbers next to a row or a column indicate the sum of the digits along that row or column, starting from the first cell that the number sees, up to but not including the coloured cell on that row or column. So if this was, let's select this one. Let's put it here. If this was a coloured cell, the numbers going this way before that cell, so this would add up to 4. The numbers going this way would add up to 36. The numbers coming down here would add up to 30. And the numbers going up here would add up to 14. That's what that means, obviously. The number on the top left, we've got a diagonal one as well, indicates the sum of the cells along the diagonal up to, but not including the first coloured square in the diagonal, or the entire diagonal if there's no coloured square on it. So, let's say there was a coloured cell there, those would add up to 29. And finally, I would have thought that was quite a good setup for a puzzle, and it might be quite hard. No. The setter of this puzzle made some typographical errors, and 4 of the numbers outside the puzzle are incorrect. It doesn't say how much they're incorrect by, they're just incorrect. I mean, we've done puzzles that were Roggen, that in which every indication was wrong, and we've done puzzles with liar cells in and that sort of thing. but it's normally one liar cell in those cases, and you have to track it down. There are 4 lying numbers around this grid. That's mean. That's mean, Gabriel. Anyway, give it a try if your stomach is strong enough for this sort of thing. I'm going to have a go now. Let's hit the right button to restart the clock. Let's get cracking. Okay, let's think about the secret. The secret is that every row, column, and box in a Sudoku adds up to the same number. That number is the sum of the digits 1 to 9. It's always 45. So, a genuine row which has got a correct clue at the beginning and the end will add up with the coloured cell to 45. So, if we can find any rows where the numbers at the beginning and end, or columns, don't add up to 45 minus something between 1 and 9, we will know we found a bogus number, at least one of them. So let's add up the totals. We've got 37, 39, 40, 43, 44, 36, 44, 40, 41, they're all possible genuines. 36, that's just in the region, in the range. 44, 41, 41 again. 39, 42, 37, that's in range. 38. Oh, well, that is disappointing. 44. So every single one of these rows is possibly okay. Let's just pick on one of the rows with a 0. So what would happen here? 44 and 0. So that would mean that the first 8 cells would add up to 44. This digit would be a 1. And that would be a correct 0. If this was a genuine pair of clues in this row and neither of them was lying. The diagonal's useless. I mean, 29, it's going to be at least 4 cells. Beyond that, I know nothing. And that's if it's genuine, and it might not be. Oh. And the realization dawns that I have no idea how to do this puzzle. I mean, I suppose if you think about where the, like, let's take a row with a 0 in here. Obviously, if there was a coloured cell anywhere from here on, both clues would be lying. I mean, this cell, if we coloured this cell, all 4 clues reaching it are lies. This couldn't be 0, this couldn't be 41, this couldn't be 36, and this couldn't be 0. But mind you, we are allowed 4 lies. That is the number. So maybe there is no cell that is ruled out from having a colour in it. Oh, okay. Right. What are the digits? Row by row. So let's write them in the first column. The digit, what would fill the cell if this was a genuine row with 2 genuine clues? What would fill the coloured cell? It's 45 minus the 2 clues is where I'm going with that. So 45 minus 37 here would give us an 8 in row 1. Now I'll explain why I'm looking at this when I've noted down. Oh, actually what you can do is just look at the last 2 digits. Since I've done the testing of whether they were all in the range of 37 to 45, 36 to 45, I can just look at the last 2 digits and deduct from 5 or 15. That's good. So going across, we get 9, 1, 4, 4 again, 6, 2, 8. No, 2 was wrong. That's a 3, sorry. 8, 38 and 7, 44. And right, what I was sort of thinking of doing was adding these up for the row and column. But I think we can do better. We can try and match them off. Because there must be at least 5 coloured cells in this puzzle. We know there are a maximum, well, a total of 4 lying numbers. Let's assume for the moment that they're all on horizontal or vertical, none of them are the diagonal. That would allow 4 of these numbers that I've written in to be inaccurate for that row or column. Because one of the clues would be a liar, so they wouldn't generate that missing digit. Now, there are, therefore, 5 digits in this puzzle, at least, I think I have to say at least, that are effectively clued by these numbers that I've written in. Actually, I should just note 4 here was the row thing, wasn't it? So let's put that in the corner. So that was a list of 865, 219154, and this is a list of 178364419. There must be a bunch of those that must match up correctly to fill those 5 cells at least that are definitely genuine and are genuinely clued in their rows and columns at the intersections. So what do we have here? We have 2 1s, 1 1 2, 4 5 5 6 8 9. 1 1 2 4. Oh bother! Don't be such a Gumby. 1 1 2 4 5 5 6 8 9. Those are the numbers from the across clues. I'm only using any cell in this puzzle at the moment as an aide-memoire. And from the down clues, we have 1 1. Very similar start. 1 1 3 4 4 6 7 8 9. Right, there are some overlaps, but they're not complete. How many of these are overlaps? 1 1, not 2, not 3, 4 once. Oh, there's 2 5s in the acrosses and none in the downs. That's good. 6 8 9. Right. Oh, that's a shame. There are 6 overlaps. And I wanted 5. I wanted 5 because those 5 would be genuine digits and we could just place them at the cross sections of those numbers. Possibly. Depending on if they repeat, it's not so easy. However, what we now know I'd originally been going to add these up. I don't think there's any point doing that. I'm not doing that. 1 1 4 6 8 9. So, unfortunately, this diagonal clue could still be a 4th liar. But 3 of the rows and columns, at least, the ones that generate, what are the bogus totals here that didn't make this list of overlaps? They are 3, 4, and 7 for the downs. 2, 5, 1, 1, 2, and another 5. 2, 5, 5 for the acrosses. These are all bogus. So let's just get the pen tool on. Let's use pink. This row, which generated a this row has a bogus clue in it. This row, which generated a 5, has a bogus clue in it. This 2 has a bogus clue in it because it's not... Am I right? Am I right? Where are the 4 bogus clues? Well, yeah, the 4 bogus clues are either in rows or columns, or the diagonal. Yeah, or the diagonal. But the 2, 5 and 5 don't match up, so they can't be... Am I right? No, I'm not right. I'm not saying what I'm doing. I'm not getting it right. But this is still very important to find these rows that don't match. Right, I will keep on marking them. And down, the trouble is down, it's a 3, a 4 and a 7, but I don't know which 4. So down, the 3 and the 7, and one of the 2 4s, which is column 3 or column 4, is yielding a total that doesn't match with an across missing digit. Now, how do I use that? How I don't understand yet how to use that. I think it's at the intersections of these lines where bad things must happen. If I could identify which of these lines was appropriately wrong for the 4, and then there's one other wrongness in the puzzle. Oh, what are the overlaps? The overlaps were 1, 1, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, let's take out everything else and memorize that. And I'm remembering that one of column 3 or column 4 had a 4 total. 1, 1, 4, 6, 8, 9. So where, oh, hang on, let's not take that out. Where were they generated? 1 and 1 were there and there. So this is the... These are possible intersections of 1s. I'm going to write them in as big digits. Then there's a 4, which intersects in this bottom row with one of those 2. 6 in this column, 6 in that row gives us a 6 there. 8 in this column, 8 in this row gives us an 8 there. Now, we don't know that these are right. 9 in this row, 9 in this column gives us a 9 there. We do not know that these numbers are right. But, well, obviously the 1s aren't all right. But 5 of these are genuine. 5 of these are the genuine cells that are going to become coloured squares, because they are genuine overlaps. Others may be wrong or may look wrong, but the 5 of these things are genuine. And obviously it's a maximum of 2 of the 1s and 1 of the 4s. Oh, that doesn't mean it's all of 9, 6 and 8. Now this 9 looks terrible. This looks terrible. How are you going to get 14 above it and 22 below it? Or how are you going to get either of them? You can't. If that was a 9, if that was a coloured 9, trying to prove that its row and column were both having 4 correct clues, it would fail. You can't make these add up to 14 because there's a minimum 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 15. You can't make these add up to 22 because 3 cells adding up to 22 would need a 9. And I think this one's bogus. And that doesn't mean that this is the coloured cell. It means that 9 is the number that doesn't work. 9 is not a fair match. So let's get rid of that 9. Now, which of these this 1 is nonsense. You can't get 44 before it and 0 after it, or either of those. That's nonsense. This is nonsense because you can't get 37 on the right of it or 7 on the left. So these ones are definitely genuine. I'm going to colour them. This 6 and 8 are definitely genuine because we got rid of the 9. We need 5 coloured cells. One of these is definitely genuine from all 4 directions. Well, it's not this one. Oh, no, it could be this one. Hang on. Is it? No, is it genuine from 3? No, it's genuine from all 4 directions. So it's not. Oh, yes, it could be this one. 0 below. It can't be this one. With a 17 below and a 24 above. That was no good. So I think these 5 are genuine cells. And now we can add the other column that had a 4 laps total as a line, and these 2 that overlapped on the 9, column 1 and this thing. I should do that in the colour I was choosing for the acrosses. There we go. So I think the remaining coloured cells now have to be at the overlap of these lines where, yeah, I mean, that stands to reason. That we've proved, I think I've proved, that these 5 red cells are genuine in their rows. They are the missing digit in their rows and their columns. So nothing else in their rows can be wrong. We can't have any coloured cells there. And I mean, yeah, the same. Yeah, I mean, what I could do is colour the rest of the grid, the rest of the rows and columns that these red cells appear in green. So that's the columns. And this is the rows. And I think what we'll find is what we're left with is the intersections of the lines I drew. And these remaining cells are where the remaining 4 possible bogus digits lie. So I'm going to get rid of the lines now, because that was what they were trying to establish, and I don't want them cluttering the grid. And these pink cells are potential reds. And now we can probably analyze a bit further to see which ones, each of the pink cells that we find in this puzzle, and remember it's 1 per row, 1 per column, 1 per box, so I can eliminate these 3 straight away because they would be repeats in the box, and therefore this digit in column 8 is red, and now I can eliminate these. Each of these things is going to be the coloured cells that we were told to find. Thank goodness we weren't told they were a set of the digits from 1 to 9, but we weren't. Now, which of these? Yeah, each of them is going to have 1 clue on it in a row or column that is wrong, and 3 clues that are right. So we need to find some that cannot be right from either side. This one's interesting because 0 from the left is not possible. However, I think 36 from the right is possible, 24 from above and 17 from below. So I'm not eliminating that. Oh, look, neither of these can have a genuine 15 from the right. Oh, hang on. I've missed some cells. Look, I haven't put any in this column. Oh, bother. I missed them. Sorry, I should have coloured those. Let's go back. Yeah, I just failed to colour those intersections. I don't know what I did with the green. Did I colour that column green? I don't know. I'm not... Oh, yeah, I did. Stupid. I had no right to colour column 6 green. But I know how to resurrect this. I just make them pink now, and it's fine about these. I wasn't allowed to repeat in the boxes, so there was no way that those cells could be. This is in box 2, and we've already had a red cell there, so no way. Okay, so now, I've got more cells to deal with. 15. Look, these 2 cells, they cannot be red because both 28 and 15 in this row would be wrong. 6 cells have to add up to at least 21. 2 cells have a maximum of 17. Those are both impossible. And this must be right in the row. And now this is in the same box, so we can forget that. Now, can we work out, or can we not, which of these? 36 from the right is possible for all of these cells. So clues from the right are not going to determine this. For this one, 4 is impossible from the left. And for this one, 0 is impossible from the left. I think that's enough, but this one is totally impossible for 24 and for 17. Yeah, those add up to at least 21. That one is totally impossible. So this one is bogus, is red. This one, well, therefore we can eliminate that because it's in the same column. And we found the red cells. Now, can I fill in the digits in the red cells? No, but they must each have 2 options. Because for each red cell, for the ones I've filled in, and actually, yeah, let's give these a little extra colour. These are the ones that are being lied to from one direction, these pink flash ones. These red ones are not being lied to. The clues on every side are genuine for those. These ones are being lied to. This one, we know exactly which direction it's being lied to from. It's from the west. That 4 is a lie. So this 36 is genuine. This is a 9 to make up the total to 45. That 14 is genuine and must now consist of a 6-8 pair. And that must make this 22 add up, and this column will add up to 45. It does, yeah. Right, this 0 is a lie. This 0 is a lie. So this 36 is telling the truth. Oh, and these are both telling the truth going up and down, so that's a 4 to make up the total to 45. And 36 plus 4 is 40. These two add up to 5, and they can't use a 4. They're a 2-3 pair. And that 0 is a lie, and that 4 is a lie. Those ones are wrong. They should have respectively said 0 and 5. Now, this one is either a rump of 3 in the column or 2 in the row. And one of those must be right. This one is either 7 in the column or 5 in the row, and one of those must be right. Oh, and this diagonal must be right, and it must take those cells. I'm going to draw a little line because otherwise I'll just keep forgetting to look at that. Those cells must genuinely add up to 29. Now, hopefully, this reduces to a bit of a Sudoku exercise. Yes, there are, 4 uncertain totals in the puzzle. Oh no, there are more than that. There are 8. Sorry. 8 uncertain totals remain for these 2 coloured cells. But all the others are genuine. Okay, I'm gonna colour those yellow because I don't trust these totals, but I can trust all the other totals. So let's find something good. So I can trust this 7 total, and it's a 7. And that's going to make this add up to 37, and that row's done. This 10 total I can trust, and it doesn't have a 1 in it, so that's 2, 3, 5. And the rest of this will be 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, which does add up to 31. So that row's done. This row was done already because we not got it to add up to 36. This row's done already because they must add up to 44. Yellow is uncertain. This row, they add up to 36. It's done already because of that 9. Oh, the 6 and 8 resolve this pair. These add up to 10 to get the total to 18 on the left. So the 9 is on the right in a group that adds up to 21. This pair adds up to 9. Doesn't use 8 or 6. It's either 2, 7 or 4, 5. Right, columns. We got that 14. That makes the whole column work. These must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, which add up to 22. This pair adds up to 14. Aha! That's going to have to be a 5 with a 9 to get that to work. And that's finished that column. Oh, No, this one's all right because we found the liar there. Yeah, the same was true of that. We knew that was genuine. This column is genuine. 24 plus 17 plus 4 equals 45. So these three have to add up to 17. Well, the max we can put in here is 6, 8, and they go with 3, and that's what it is. And that's a 2, and that digit is a 4. And this column is done, because these will be 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, which do add up to 24. These will add up to 41. This is a 1, because this is a genuine column. And now these will add up to 38. Oh, these add up. Well, hang on. This is a lying column. So let's do the other truth tellers. This one is kind of done because those add up to 37. In this column, these have to add up to 23 and these to 21. They're as annoyingly middly as this row. So let's have a look at this column now, because this is an interesting set of digits, surely. So if this column is telling the truth, that digit is a 3, and these do add up to 24 and a 9, 8, 7. If this column is lying, then the row is telling the truth, and this digit is a 2. But one of these totals in the column is telling the truth, and one of them is therefore out by 1. If the apparent total is 3 and the correct total of this cell is 2, then they're only out by 1. So this is either 24 or 23, and it can't be 23 because that would be 986. So it must be 987. And that 24 has told the truth. Now that doesn't tell us whether we're lying in the row or the column yet, but it does do some Sudoku, and that 4 we can place in the box. And this is a 2, 3, 5 triple. And does that mean these can't be 2, 3, 5? No, it doesn't. Okay, but that was Sudoku. That was good. Now, let's try and use these lying rows and columns a bit like that. So in this column, in this row, either that is a genuine 5 and this is a 6, and these add up to 34. Or if this is a 7 and lying, then these totals in this row are out, they're high by 2. And one of them is a lie. And if the 6 is high by 2, this digit is a 4. But it can't be a 4, so it is a 6. And that 6 is telling the truth. And similarly, in this column, the truth there would be a 7. But that would need a 7 here below it for the total. So it's not, this column can't be telling the truth. So this digit is a 5. Is that right? This column cannot be telling the truth. Yes, so the row is telling the truth, and that is a 5, and now the row will work. And this digit might be a 7, but it might not now, because now the yellow cells add up to 40, not 38. So this is either a 7 or a 9. If the 7 is a lie, that's a 9. If the 7 is the truth and the 31 is a lie. Oh look, I could uncolour these from yellow because I know this row is always telling the truth. Yeah, but I don't know for this cell which row or column is telling the truth. Well, I know that was telling the truth. That's weird. Yeah, okay, that's right. Okay, now can I do more Sudoku? Yes, I could stick a 4 in the central box. It doesn't feel like there's enough Sudoku to sustain this, but maybe 6 there looks at 8 here. These digits are 1, 2, 3, 7. Can't have a 7 there or a 1 there, or a 2 or 3 here. That's quite interesting. 6 in this bottom row I can place. There's a 1 in one of those two cells in box 4, and therefore a 1 in one of those two in row 6. And the green line is reminding me not to forget it, but it still seems a bit early. This is a 6-8 pair in column 2. And these are from 2, 3, 4, 7. That one can't be 4. They must include 4 and 7. So these are from 1, 2, 3, 5. That one can't be a 1. Oh, we can't have a 3. 6, 8, 9. Yeah, 4, 7 have to be here in this column. How did I know that? Oh, because of 6, 8 having to be here. None of these can be 7. Yeah, that's okay. So I can take 3 out. That is a 1, 2, 5 set. I can take 2 out of these, and this digit becomes a 2. Oh, look, that was all doable by that 2 in the corner. I thought there must have been some easier way of getting there. This is now a 1, 5 pair, so I can write them in. And this is a 7, 9 pair, which I can't write in. That's fine. We've got a 6 to come in this column. Oh, that is 1 or 5 by virtue of everything else it can see. This is from 2, 3, 5. Oh, come on. I might... oh, of course, I haven't done these totals. Now, this group adds up to 10. They could be 7, 2, 1, 1, 4, 5, 2, 3, 5. There might even be another version. Bother. These add up to 21, but that's going to be just as hard because I don't know what's going on there. These add up to 21, and they've got a 6 in. These add up to 23 without a 6. I want more Sudoku. This is 7, 8, or 9 by virtue of everything it can see or not see. Oh, so's this. I've found 1 in the bottom row. Now that's going to give me 1 in one of those two positions. It would be nice for this whole Sudoku bit to untangle that cell, because then I'd know what was happening for the yellow. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't really matter, actually. As long as that's 7 or 9, the rest of the column's going to fall into place. Okay. This row might need to think about this. It's either correct or the totals are up by 1. So this group adds up to 28 or 27. This group adds up to 15 or 14. Those are very annoyingly middly numbers. There must be a 4 by Sudoku in this group that adds up to 14 or 15. That's not quite as conclusive as I was hoping. I'm still not looking at the diagonal, relentlessly ignoring it. Right. So it's row 2, column 9 that I haven't really done the numbers on, done the maths. And then the yellow columns. Is that all I've got? It doesn't feel like enough to go on in a way. There's a 1 in one of those cells. Right. 9, 4, 8. Okay, I'll look at the diagonal. I just have so little pencil marking on it. I don't know how you get this to add up to 29. I think I've missed something here. Sorry, what am I missing? There's a 6 in one of those two cells. I mean, this is totally unexciting news. 5 is looking at that, so it can't be 5, 4 that way round. Oh, there seems to be only one cell for 9 in the top row. That's quite missable. So that's a 7. That's now not 7 on the diagonal. Oh, and this is not 1, 2, 7. It's either 1, 4, 5 or 2, 3, 5. There must be a 5 in it. And therefore these, they're selected from 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. They must have a 9 in. It's a total of 21. Yeah, so it's either 9, 1, 4 or 9, 2, 3, which would sort this out, but different ways. 8 must... No, we've had 8 in the box. That doesn't feel like it resolves again. Yeah, now I'm beginning to believe I'm just missing Sudoku. Maybe getting this total to add to 21. Yeah, hang on. If that's a 9, this would be a 2-4 pair, and that's impossible because of that. So it's not a 9. If it's an 8, these add up to 7, and they couldn't be 1-6, and they couldn't be 3-4. They would be 2-5. If that's a 7, these add up to 8 without using 7 or 6. They would be 3-5, and the 5's always in the same place. Wow, that's quite complicated. That gives us this as a 1 based on my pencil marking, which I trust. And then I've found 5 in column 6 as well. And this pair adds up to 10. And they haven't used 4 and 9, which are going to have to get into these cells. 9 in one of those two, but also 4 in one of those two. Is that a 4-9 pair? Yes, it is. And this can't be 5 anymore. And now this is a definite 2-7 pair. So that digit is 5, that digit is 3, this one is 4. And that gives us 3 and 7, beginning excitingly to fill in the green line. No 5 there. Right, this digit, well, that's 2 or 7. These two must add up to 10 just as these two add up to 10 because they're using the same digits. So this is 3 or 8. Well, it can't be 8. That's a 3. That's a 7. That's a 2. That's an 8 in the corner. That can't be 2 anymore. Ooh, we're getting closer to me believing I could use the green line. I'm not doing it yet. 8, 2, 7, 3. One of these is 6. One of these two is 5 now. Oh, let's think about the yellow. Oh, this one's going to resolve either way, depending on whether that is correct for the row. And then this will be wrong. Yeah, that's just a 2-3 pair. I can't do anything with that. This either adds to 15 or 14. If that was a 9, it would have to be 15. 2, 4, 9. If it was a 4, I don't think it's quite as obvious how it resolves. Oh, I can place 1 in this box. Oh yeah, look. 2, 3, 7 triple that you were shouting about. These digits are 6, 7, 8, 9. These ones are 6, 7, 8, 9 as well in the row. And that's now a 6, 7, 8, 9 quad. And I can place 5 in the central box. And this digit is 2 or 3. And now I'm going to condescend to look at the diagonal. I'm going to mark this one up first, 3, 4 or 9. Right, this is a genuine diagonal because the four errors are in rows and columns. So this diagonal's right. 9, 10 in certain digits already. So the others, these 4 have to add up to 19. Well, it's pretty low on the 2 small digits. They're maximum 5. So these are minimum 14. I'm going to make this digit a 9. Right, now I add up the certain digits again. They're 19. These 3 have to add up to 10. Now I'm going to look at the minimum of these, 1 and 2. That means this has a maximum of 7. Right, now we've narrowed things down. That 9 has done stuff. 7, I'm finishing box 9. Oh, look, that's a 2. This is a 3. And that means this was correct. That does add up to 18. It means one of these totals is wrong. Oh, look, I got this 7. That was correct. So this total was wrong. It doesn't really matter what, it obviously does add up to 33. And that 31 was wrong. That's fine. So 31 was wrong, 4 was wrong, 0 was wrong, and one of these in row 4 were the wrong numbers. Okay, where are we? 9 and 6 are looking at this cell, so that's 7 or 8. That's got to be the same as this. In fact, this sees 7, 6, and 9, so that's an 8. That places 8 there. This is not 2, in fact it's 7 to complete the row, that's a 3. This is 2 in the centre of the grid for every reason possible in the world, but that's on the diagonal. 10, 19, 21. These two add up to 8. Still 2 ways to do that. Okay, those can't have an 8 in. Right, what about this? Okay, what's left over? We haven't had a 2 in this row. So this group of cells has a 2 in. I know exactly where it goes. And a 4. And they either add up to 14 or 15. 2 plus 4 is 6. Plus an 8 or a 9. This digit isn't 4, by the way. That digit is 4. This digit is 8 or 9. Depending on whether the total is wrong or right. That's weird, but it's true. Okay, so that can't be a 9. 3, 2, 5. Well, how is this going to resolve? 8, 2, 7, 3. 2 has gone. 8, 2, 7, 3, 4, 8. This one is 5 or 6. 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 8, 3. This is 1 or 6. Oh, that 4 has fixed the 9 in this box. That's going to make a difference. 1, 4, 5, 6. I can place the 4, then I can place the 4, then I can place the 5, then I can place the 6, then the 1. And that's going to resolve these 2, 1 and 2, 5. Now I'm just going to add up this diagonal one more time. 10, 19, 20, 22. This digit's a 7, and that diagonal is telling the truth. I'm going to get rid of the line. And we've got a 6, 7 pair in this column. Oh, that 7 has resolved all the high digits. 9, 6, 8. This is a 9, that's a 3. And this is the lying clue that added up, that was written as 15, but actually added up to 14. And I think everything else in the puzzle is genuine. Yeah, that 28 is right. Oh, brilliant. Right, so that's an 8. That's a 7, 6 and 7. Gabriel, oh, no. Hit the wrong cell. That's a 6, that's a 9. And there we go. Gabriel, I have sorted out your mistyping. I think Gabriel works in lossy computing, where you have to come up with methods of finding losses or something. So this is his tribute to that. And it's very clever. It's a very clever puzzle. Took some working through and thinking about. I really enjoyed that. Quite a while, but all good fun. Do join us again tomorrow. Would love to see you then. Such a pleasure bringing these puzzles to you. And I'm going to say bye for now.